Remember, recover, return is the little blonde lady's mantra that she has chanted throughout many worlds. But most important to us, the inner earth, which people call the hollow earth. Hail to you, Mama Maria, plant goddess of all the aMeriKas. It's no coincidence. Our Maria was the goddess avatar of the goddess who is the queen of Atlantis, and who did not want to serve in the simulation hologram. So she switched bodies with our mother. And this is a great secret and is deleted from history, but is known by our enemies. And they know that on the inner earth astral plane, her power is rising in this time, because a few, maybe month or so ago, I asked our VRIL mother, whom I give thanks to for real. I only seen her upset a few times. And I said to her, I know it's horrible, but do you have anything to say about what's going on in Gaza? And she said, you mean to my pale skin Indians? And I said, damn. Wow. I guess they are DNA descendants of the pale skin Indians from India, known as, yes, Aryans, of course. And I seen a tear in her eye. And she said, tell them I said all the cruelty that they pour out on my pale skin Indians, whom I have been visiting and helping all I can. Every innocent, truly innocent person traumatized by these insane clowns. Literally. She said, I've been spending lots of time there, as you can imagine. She said, but tell people, I go all over the world every night and help whomever I can. And the reason Thelemites, the Crowleyanity followers of Crowleyanity, you see who is doing this. It is those who, through thought control, polarity magic, have convinced the world of this story. And little do they know that the story has been played out thousands, if not millions of times. And it's just theater. And she said, tell the people they're going after babies because it's in the Bible. They're obeying Yahweh to wipe off the earth the pale-skinned Indians, the Palestinians. Not even just for who their ancestors were, but also because of the alliances their ancestors made. And these are all reenactments from El and Yahweh. And it's all very confusing because the same names represent good gods from Aldebaran. And El is an inversion of the complete man. Ella, the inversion of the complete woman. And these are the facts, according to Rhea, of why the pale-skinned Indians are suffering so much. Which leads to the Golden Dawn. She said to me, remember, I told you, the Golden Dawn is the simultaneous nuclear explosions all over America that cause a nuclear golden dawn. And this is the mass human sacrifice / suicide. If in any case it looks like their kingdom is not going to be what they want, they will gladly kill themselves and every single person on the earth with nuclear fire and nuclear winter, which would kill the plants and animals and everything. And the first time, okay, the Golden Dawn was just, okay, Aleister Crowley and his Golden Dawn at that time, and their vicious hijacking of America, and the, vision sold to the British elite that they're the true Jews, British Israelitism. This is Crowley, the priest of every well-known esoteric secret society, met in Jerusalem and fulfilled every single part of the book of Revelation with Aleister Crowley as the Christ / Antichrist. There's two messiahs because one's his avatar, one's his true self, and on with the metaphors of what it represented. But the reality is that the rest of the world was far smarter than the masses are now. And the entire rest of the world, led by India and Russia and China, said hell fucking no. And by 47, they all had nukes. And of course, aMeriKA started it. And aMeriKA was the first to be retaliated upon, which scared the whole world. And rightly, they knew psycho clowns were in control, with psycho clown God leading them. And because aMeriKA was the slave of the Golden Dawn, they were the first judged, and judged according to the Old Testament law. So everything was an eye for an eye. You supported the mass poisoning of the world. You began it. You started it for greed and for your evil God. Which, see, the polarity is the evil God will judge you on your intentions. So he says, I am punishing you for obeying me for the wrong reasons. You obeyed me for money. You obeyed me for things, for retribution and revenge and cheating. aMeriKA is aMeriKA. The false aMeriKA, the instrument of the British Empire, is going to be punished for being such a weak, obedient wimp and not standing up and saying, I am my own country with my own gods, and I will not commit suicide for Europe. Because that's how it was presented, that you're saving us by nuking them. You're saving us by nuking them. Mainly beginning with all of Israel's bordering enemies. And so, India, Russia, and China, and many other nations quickly see the vision. They have a Bible. They say, do you see where this is going? A mass suicide. And they are backed into a corner by Yahweh El and the Golden Dawn. Because El Yahweh Crowley wants the Golden Dawn of human sacrifice. Because the god of the age of Pisces was the earth itself. And its avatar was the very special man. And Aldebaran God as the earth's avatar in another avatar. And that is representative of your true self, completely safe in its own dimension where no one can influence or harm, and uses mirrors to reflect its creativity, its meaning, its purpose, its personality. And this is exactly what was told to me it took years, and she would have to tell me over and over. I would, obviously tell her I've never heard anything like this. And one of the only other times I seen her upset was when I had been transported back in time to a march of the German National Socialist Army. And I was standing 10 feet from where they were marching, and Maria was right next to me. And as they were marching by, me and a soldier's eyes met, and when our eyes met, we fell into each other, and me and him were standing in another world, another dimension. And he said to me, I am not a mind-controlled zombie. He said, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not even fighting for Germany anymore. I'm fighting for my goddamn wife and children and any monster who would threaten to rape her and kill my children. That's what I'm fighting for. And I looked at Maria and I seen a tear coming down her face. And she said, that's one of our friends back home. And it's the same for the pale-skinned Indians today. They're fighting for their life, for their wives and their children. And it's a setup for the American Christians to be condemned, that you are Crowleyanity's false church that would not obey him and sacrifice your firstborn as commanded in Exodus forever. Yes, as Maria told me, all through history, in the physical world, the Aldebaran gods would send druids, or whatever you want to call them in that time, to teach people. And just like today, they would send their own people to teach people this horrible, despicable, ugly, disgusting religion. That's what Thelma is. Magic, as defined by Maria Orsic, is the manipulation, good or bad, of natural energy. There's nothing else to manipulate. And one of the main reason why she and I are so close and I work for her is, as she said, I want you to teach people about real magic. which is done unconsciously by the true self. Anything that you are doing consciously is not real magic to Rhea Orsic. And let me tell you, she's the most magic person I know. Here's an example. And this was probably like the third or fourth ritual. I drank 5 grams of mushrooms, laid down, and I seen this scene. And, to give some background, real quick, context. My daughter was giving birth to her second child, and she was having it at like a child birthing center, not a hospital, like an alternative deal. And she was late. She had the baby in the car on the side of the highway because it happened so fast and there was nothing she could do, and it was time. It was the rising sign was rising right now. And the ambulance took, and of course the baby was completely fine. The ambulance took her to the hospital. They gave her a drug test, found marijuana. And as I said, this was her second daughter. So they did allow her to take the baby home, but told her, you are going, the child protective services are going to come and inspect your house and interview you and all this. And this is what happened. I didn't even know this was possible until I experienced it. I drank the mushrooms. I laid down. I seen the scene. I was like outside, and I seen 2 women pull up to our house. I looked at the license plate, and it just frightened me to death. I was like, oh my God, these are the child protective people. In my mind on the mushrooms, I'm like, frightened to even see, because I think that I'm going to see something terrible, I love these 2 girls more than anyone ever. And so in my mushroom vision, I see him walk up to the house. I see my daughter answer the door. I see her show him around, and then I'm like right there tuning in. And my daughter is being really positive, and it just felt really positive. And I was like, she's good, she's good. It would be so evil of you to take her children from her. And they went all around the house to make a long vision short. And I wanted to get out of it. It's the first time I ever experienced anything like this. And Maria had to tell me, no, stay in it, stay in it, stay. It's very important, Joe. Okay. And I seen them leave. They actually hugged my daughter when they left. And I felt so happy that this is what's truly going to happen. And after it ended, Maria was like, yes, I'm so excited for you. That is unconscious magic. Do you understand what you did? And I was like, no, not really. I was like, did I see the future? And she's like, sort of. You're competing for the future. You created that scene in your mind, got the real DNA of the women you believe are coming here. You created that whole scene and downloaded it into their minds while they are sleeping. And you are telling them by an imprint of energy, when you come to this house, she is a good person, and it would be very evil of you to take her children from her. I said, we can do that? And she said, no, not everyone. You can do that. And you can do it more often than I can. She said, believe me, to our enemies, to the process church, they know what unconscious magic is. This is real magic. This is true self-intention. This is beyond the avatar's thought. What is beyond the avatar's mind? The mind of the true self. And, just a word on, what's going to happen when you die. You practice Maria's ritual so that you get used to jumping in your inner earth astral body. And that is what's going to happen when you die. You're just going to click over to your astral body, and it would be very foolish if you wait until you die to experience that. Matter of fact, you are absolutely guaranteed to lose the mind war with Yahweh and come right back here and repeat exactly. You cannot change it without magic.